Okay, so this is our topic for today. Our presenter is Mohmmad Kasim. He has presented in the past for our community. He is an excellent professional, and I want to thank him personally for presenting this webinar as well. And now I would let you start the presentation. In case there are some issues with the sound during the presentation, please use the chat box to let us know. And I will mute your microphones during the presentation just to avoid any interruptions. But if you have any questions for our presenter, you can also use the chat box to leave your message or question there. And our host for today will make sure to answer all your questions. So thank you, and I will let you take over now. Hello.
Yeah, my microphone was muted. So, am I audible now?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, great. First of all, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to the people who are joining us globally. I think this is a global event, and the people from different regions joining us. My name is Mohmmad Kasim, and I will be presenting today the Huawei solution on the 3DC DR Star solution. So, as a name, it reflects that we have to be learning today the disaster recovery across the three data center, how this the disaster recovery works, and how Huawei solution fits into this concept as a disaster recovery, how we protect the data, and how we ensure that the business running on the Huawei storage box is protected, and it can sustain in case of any disaster happen at the site level. So this is our topic today. Let me introduce you myself. I have totally 18 years of experience in the industry, in the IT industry. Before joining Huawei, I was part of GE, and then Genpact, and then HP. After HP, I joined the Huawei. And within Huawei organization, I have completed 10 years totally this month. And I'm leading the technical, IT segment in delivery and services department and EBG. From my certification point of view, I have the HCIE, that is the expert level certification in storage domain, and the expert level certification in cloud domain, and also the service domain, the cloud service domain. And cross-platform technologies, I am also having Microsoft, VMware, and Semantic experience as well. From the quality management training perspective, I also have the PMP and the ITL certification and the internal certifications for quality and the management training. My first webinar, it was on 24th of February, is also available. You can also see this webinar on the Fusion Cube as a solution. And today's webinar is on the 3DC DR Star solution, so disaster recovery solution for today. What will be, we will learning in this webinar. The first is we will understand the 3DC as a solution. What are the design principle of 3DC? Then we will be understanding the planning and designing phase of 3DC solution for any corporate or any enterprise or any customer. And then we will be coming into the O&M part, the operations and management, how we can, do the drill activities in the disaster recovery situation. Okay, this webinar will include the information sharing about the architecture level, how the architecting the three data center solutions, and the network connection, the network topologies, and the question answer session. And I think Elena will give the question answer sessions to all of you. Okay, let me start the topic. So I have classified this slide into four segments. The first is to understand how the digitization is growing in the worldwide, how the data is becoming more critical in the industry, how this data is required by the industries to run their business. And without data, it is also the case studies. 87% organization can be bankrupt if there is they lost the data. And then we will be touching to Huawei at a glance, how Huawei is an organization, and then we will come into the DR solution point of view. So let me just give you the Huawei summary. Huawei is an enterprise. We are having approximately 197K employees across the globe, and we are touching around 170 plus countries in globally, and more than 50%, 53%, you can say the R&D employees in the Huawei, and we are number 3 in terms of R&D investments. And globally, the global Fortune 500 ranking, we achieved 44 rank. So this is the Huawei introduction. In terms of technical, contribution by the organization, Huawei is focusing on the 3 type of customers: consumer, carrier, and the government sector. And we are having the all type of solutions to support the industry in terms of the endpoint devices, in terms of intelligent data center solutions, and the cloud solutions. And now digital power is also one solution coming from Huawei. This is just to give you an idea how which segment we are talking about today. I think in my last webinar also I used this slide to make you understand. Huawei is basically in the all the layers. The L0 layer, where the facility, data center facility, we are having all the solution at the data center level in terms of micro DC, modular DC, UPS, and the battery modules. All these are the data center facility level solutions. On top of it, we have the data center equipment. You can see the routing and switching, all the routing, switching, firewall, all these things coming into this segment. Today, we are talking about the storage segment, and our topic is to disaster recovery, how the disaster recovery and the storage segment works and how it support the businesses. And we are also having the cloud layer. I think in my last topic, I given the topic on Fusion Cube from the cloud layer. Okay, so in terms of IT trends, I think everybody knows that globally the digitization is exposing, and it started in 1970s with small mainframe computers. Then it moved to virtualization, then x86 platform, then early stage of cloud. Now the future is purely on cloud, segment, where the data is keep growing and data is becoming more critical part for the organization, and protection of the data is very, very high task. Okay, coming to the 3DC environment and the 3DC solution. As I mentioned, that the 3DC is a solution where you are replicating your data across the multiple sites. So for replicating the data, there is a requirement of hyper replication, and this replication is a feature and the function of this storage box supported to replicate the data between the 2 sites. And the hypermetro is my active scenario, where the 2 sites can become the active for your data protection. Okay, as a technical understanding, let me give you some small understanding how the async replication mode works, because basically for hyper replication there are 2 type of mode. One is called async replication, and the second one is called sync replication. So if I just talking about async replication, you can see here the production side and the disaster recovery side. So the 2 sites are there, and the data is written by the host. The host is sending the data to the storage box in the primary system. So you can see the cache is the first receiving the data, and the time of receiving the data, it writes to the primary LAN, and at the point time it maintains the DCL, the data change log, and it's send the data to the secondary side as well to replicate the data or to synchronize the data in async manner. So the halt is there. It will allow the host to write the data and get the acknowledgement directly from the primary box. So this is not waiting for secondary system to be acknowledged, and this is the way it is sending the data, and it works in the snapshot manner. So primary side has the data written at the primary side, and then snapshot is taken, then the snapshot to snapshot can be replicated, and then this async replication will ensure that the data, the delta changes, which is on the primary side, is going into the secondary side. And this will have some delay. Basically, if in case of my primary site is down, so the delay which is replicating the data from site A to site B is my concern point. That is called RPO, the recovery point of object. And the organization which required RPO 0, they must opt for the sync replication. So how the sync replication works? So this, you can see here, there is no DCL. It is the kind of both storage system need to get the data and then give the acknowledgement to the host. So you can see here, the host is writing the data to the engine of replication, the sync replication engine, and then it is written at the same time to the both the storage cache. So you can see here, this is my primary cache, this is my secondary cache. They are written at the same time. The B is the block for writing to both the storage. And at the same point in time, both the storages are also giving the acknowledgement, and then the acknowledgement is received by this replication engine, and then it's given to the host that the data is written successfully on both the storage. So here the typical situation arises how the host will get the acknowledgement. It will get the acknowledgement only when both the storages are giving the acknowledgement. If in case one of the storage is not giving the acknowledgement or delay, or the link faulty, or the link delay, so all these things will be part of the delays, and then your overall performance of the host will be decreased. So this is the one situation of sync replication. Okay, coming to the using this sync replication, async replication, we need to connect the three sites. Primarily, we call it, the first site is called the production site A, and then we have the two DR sites. One is called intra-city or near DR, and the another one is called the far DR, or the remote site. And then these three sites need to be communicated for replication engine, for replicating the data. So we have the three type of topologies. One is called cascading topology, in which we are cascading the information from site A to site B, and then site B is cascading the data to site C. So you can see here, your footprints of the data is across the the three sites. From primary site is having the data, which is writing the data in synchronous mode. So this is called hyper replication sync mode. And then site B to site C, it is writing as an async replication. So this is a 3DC in cascading mode. So it is not a star DR topology. Our topic today is star DR. So this is the first range of 3DC solution, where we have the data in the three data center in a different time zone or different segments. And the second cascading solution is both are async. The first is sync and async together. The second solution is hyper replication async between the site A and site B, and then site B and site C also async. So this is also one layer of protection for protecting the data, and it is preventing the link dependency. So link can be slow, and you can still work your primary site without considering the link issues or the link dependencies. Okay, coming to the second solution in 3DC, that is called parallel 3DC. So parallel 3DC means your primary site, this is my primary site, it has to write the data on the near DR and the far DR. So you can see here, it is parallelly writing the data to primary to the far DR as well as the near DR. So you can have the choices. For the near DR, it is still choosing the sync replication, and the far DR is choosing the async replication. So this two replication engine can be used to protect the data between the three data centers. And the similar way, in a parallel manner, the another solution is async. So both sides are async replication. It will help you to design the link between the site A and site B as a if you don't have the low latency link, still you can survive with your data, but in the compromising of RPO values. Okay, so the third point is the third principle. It is called DR Star topology. So this is our third solution. In star DR, your in the previous two slides, I think you can remember that my primary site is replicating the data to A and B or B and C, but there was no replication between the third site. Like here in this environment, you can see that my primary site is having the two replication. One is replicating the data from site A to site B, and that is having the two mode. One is the hypermetro, and the another one is sync replication. So you can see here, site A is replicating the data to site B in a hypermetro manner, an active state, and from site B to site C, it is standby replication. So it is not active, and from site A, it is active replication to site C. So you can see here, it is active sync replication. So in case of this replication faulty, my active state is faulty, then this standby replication will take over the data, and because this hypermetro will ensure that whatever data is available on site A, the same data is available on B. So we can see still the delta changes data from B to C. So your C will get the two feed, one is from A and one is from B. So your data in C is still protected and having the timestamp in that data. And if we are not having the link supporting for hypermetro solution active state, then we can choose our sync replication method, and this will synchronize the information of the data between the two sides, and then you can achieve this 3DC topology. So I think in this understanding, we got the idea that we have the three type of 3DC solution, and today we are talking about Star DR, the DR Star solution from Huawei. Okay, so this is the link requirement. As I mentioned that for the primary requirement for making the 3DC is the link, which is by telco companies you can get the link for replication, and this application link can be maybe you can say the IP link or FC link. So there are two type of protocol which use the synchronized information from site A to site B. You can use the FC protocol or you can use the IP protocol to replicate the data. So we have this two type of link between site A and site B, and this can choose as per our need. And as I mentioned that the solution point of view, we have the two solutions. One is called the hypermetro remote replication system, or the sync remote replication system between site and site B. So in our 3DC DR Star solution, in the 3DC DR Star, I can choose this mode, which is like site A and site B in hypermetro. Hypermetro means active situation. So your data, whatever is written on A, is also written on B at the same point in time. So your A and B are active state, and B and C is active passive state. And for reaching the site C, you have the two link. One is data is reaching from A to C and B to C. So you can choose one link as an active link and one link as a standby link. So these two links are there. So both the topologies can be achieved with Huawei Dorado V6 platform, and this 3DC can protect the data for business. Okay, now just to add on the principle for hypermetro, as I mentioned that this is my active scenario. I'm talking about the Star DR solution here. So in the Star DR solution, the primary understanding is my link should be very strong to synchronize the information from site A to site B or the near DR. So this link is specifically designed with the help of telcos, because this need less than 1 millisecond kind of latency and high bandwidth. So you can see this link has a cost to the company, and some organization have the same campus design for active scenario. So you can see here my site A and site B is a near site and is my main production site, and the host layer is actually across the two sites and can talk to the both storage, my production storage, and this become also production storage because it is having the same data type. It has the same data segments, and it is synchronizing the information. So you can see here, if my primary site is going down, my data is still available on the secondary site, and the host is also available. That means my business will not go down in this situation. So this is the working principle for hypermetro, And in our star DR topology, we use hypermetro solution. So here, one solution is with hypermetro and one solution is without hypermetro, which is sync replication. So we are talking about in today's topic these two solutions. One is hypermetro based and another one is sync replication based. But for both solution, because we need to ensure that the link is capable and the link is available to maintain the information synchronization between the two sides. Otherwise, if this link is faulty or this link is having issue, you cannot achieve your RPO equal to 0, because this is to ensure that your data is not lost in case of your site A is down. Your data is still available from site B, or even you can see site C as well. So to achieve this topology, there is one more component, we call it quorum server, for maintaining the hypermetro states for dynamic state or the non-quorum server state. So the two states are here to maintain the data consistency between site A and site B. So I hope this make you very clear understanding that the Huawei 3DC solution has the three approach. One is the cascading, the parallel, and the star DR. And the star DR is more suitable where customer is having RPO equal to 0. They don't want to lose any bit of the data, especially in the financial sector or the banking sector. Their requirement is very typical to maintain the consistency of the data, and they don't want to bear the the losses of the data in case my primary site is down due to XYZ reason. So disaster, if primary is happening, my recovery should happen from site B. So that's why it is called disaster recover solution. We can recover the data from the DR site. Okay, now we understand the concept. There are multiple situation arises how the data is consistent between the two sites or between the three sites. So the first logic is let's understand the link failure situation or the single site failure situation or the multi-site failure situation, and even the instability of the link replication situation. So in this situation, if I just talking about my 3DC topology, you can see here site A and site B are the sync replication, and preferably for sync replication, it is requested to have the lossless network, which is coming with the FC protocol, the fiber channel protocol. And the remaining site you can choose based on your telco service provider availability. They can give you IP replication link for async replication, and you can make a provision of active link and the standby link. So from the topology point of view, we need to ask the three type of replication link from site A to B, B to C, and A to C. So three replication link are required, which is out of the box. You can see the storage is as a box support the function, but it is in hand to hand with the link. If the link is not strong, we cannot achieve. Okay, so this is very professional solution and need to be designed in a professional manner to achieve the RP equal to 0 for any organization. And now we are just considering the situations of failure, how the data will be protected in terms of my failure occurs. So if I'm just considering the link failure between site A and B, what will happen if my topology is star DR? Okay, so let's see here. If my any link means the link between A and B fails, or B and C link fail, or A and C link fails, what will happen to the real business environment? Considering that this is a sync replication, so data A and site A and data site B are synchronizing, they are same data, so the link failure will not lose any data, will not in fact impact the business. So your business will keep continue running on site A without impacting to the business. Your replication link will be faulty state, and you can wait for or escalate to the service provider to bring the link back, and then your application can start again. So there is no loss, no data loss, no impact in the business. Coming back to the second situation where you have the replication link between site B and site C is becoming faulty. So this is another situation where your B and C is standby. You can see the standby link. There is no data actually in normal situation. There is no data flowing from site B to site C because it's a standby link. So logically, when there is no data happening on this link, then logically there is no impact in the business as well. So you can see here your storage and site A and site B will keep continue to working for business, and there is no business loss, there is no business impact if my link between B and C is down. Similarly, for the link which is from A to C, if the link between A to C is down, and this is my active link, you can see here, this is my active link. In that situation, what will happen? My site A and site B is still supporting the business. There is no business impact. And then because we need to maintain the data consistency for site C as well. So now this link is not available to synchronize the information because this is my active link. So what will happen? Automatically system, because it's a DR star topology. So automatically the third the link which is standby link will become active link, and your data will flow from B to C. So in that situation, your C will also get the cascaded information or delta change information from B to C. So this link failure is actually not leading to any business impact in the 3DC scenario. Now coming to the site failure situation, okay, because we are talking about 3DC star DR topology in which my data is A and B are active state. So my site A is down. That means the data which is read write happening to A is stopped. So you are not losing any data, but the new data is coming from host side is stopped for momentarily. Okay, in that situation, you not lose any new data. So new data is coming to site B if the host is writing site B. If no host is writing site B, then you need to bring back is impacted, but data is not lost. So there is no data loss situation happen in this situation. Second situation is if my site B, which is near DR site, is down. In that situation, what will happen? Again, my primary site is already available for business, so there is no impact for business. Business will keep continue running, and there is no impact. And then you can keep continue with your business with the situation. And when the site B is coming online, you can start the sync replication automatically also in this configuration. And the third situation where you are considering the third failure, the site C failure, because site C is my far DR site. So it's still your business point of view, because your business is on primary site. So your business point of view, no impact. Your business is keep continue running. Your business has no impact, nothing to do with business activities. Okay, now we are coming back to the two site failure. In this situation, if you can see here, my primary site as well as my near DR site is also failed. This situation will arise in one condition only, when there is a natural disaster happen, maybe earthquake, because for maintaining the sync replication, this site A and site B are called near sites. So near site means if your earthquake is impacting both the sites, that means your data is not available on both sides. That means your losses of the data is not there, because the same point in time both the sites are down, and then your new data which is coming from the business side is not stored on the storage box. So your business is impacted, but data loss is not there. Your data losses are not there. So you can still prevent the data from site C and bring the data DR from business from the DR side, and restore your business from DR perspective. And then the second situation arises if my site A faulty and the C is also faulty. So this also a very hypothetical situation where your site A all of a sudden down, and at the same point in time your DR site is also down, but your business can continue with the B side. So there is no business impact in that situation and the data loss in that situation. So still you can safeguard your data for the business point of view and keep continuing. The third situation, your near DR and the far DR both is down, but businesses keep continuing running on site A. Your business is running without protection. That means your risk is on the protection level, not the business level. So if in case site A also going to down, then you don't have the copy of that data. So you can consider the protection layers, and then this situation is also very, very hypothetical situation. Okay, so this is we already understand that the 3DC, how the behavior of the 3DC, how this happen. Now this is like the link is not faulty. It is just a link disturbance. Okay, so the link disturbance, how it impact the sites if for example site A and site B, your link is slow down, because sync replication need lossless network. There should not be any loss at the network level than the link level. But if in case your link is slow by any mean, by mean of like the fiber is having the low power, or fiber cut, or fiber disturb, or anything which is happening, the link slow. So what will happen? Because site A and site B are active situation, your host will get delay. Whatever the delay we are getting in this replication behavior, your site host A will be impacted in that time because of the sync replication issue. So there will be another method to protect the sync replication. You can cascade one more you can provision one more replication link from the telco for synchronizing the information. In case of my one link is down, the another link can protect the data. So that is the situation where my site A and site B, the hyper replication sync replication is slow, not faulty, not disconnected. It is just a slow. In that slow situation, what will happen? Your host will experience the delay. Your overall business will experience the delay, and this delay is till the time we have the link is restored back. There is a handler in our Huawei storage system which will automatically detect the situation of the link and can protect this information that okay, if the link is having very high latency and the stability is not there, then we can protect the link state. So this is one more layer of protection happening. The another one, any other link which is going to slow down will impact the business. So the answer is no, because the other applications are only impacting the definition, the sync period or async period for the another definition, site B or site C. So only the concern point is A and B, which where our data is active situation. The rest all the situation, your host or your business will not experience the slowness issue. Okay, so this table is what I explained is just recorded here. In case of my single site failure or the link failure or the link issues, it is query. In a topological perspective, you can see here the 3DC. As I mentioned, now this situation is just to graphical representation of three state of data. My primary site, the DC LAN, the NDR is the NDR LAN. NDR means the near DR, and the DR is here is far DR, so far DR LAN. So you can see here my primary site is actually happening the two replication. One replication is for NDR level and one replication is for DR level, and this is active and this is also active. And the third replication link is between the two sites, the NDR and the DR, which is put up as a passive link. So this link will only use when my active link is becoming faulty. If my active link is available, still I can use my passive link. Okay, so there is another protection layers. I think Dorado system supports CDP and the snapshot function to protect the data states within the box. In case if the link faulties are there, your data in the statement, your data is not going on the DR perspective. In that situation, you can keep the local copies of the data in terms of snapshot or the CDP, the continuous data protection. So every hour you can create a one snap, or every it is minute level also you can protect your data. So your data is also snapped locally. So you can say it is a local copies of this data. In case of anything happen, you can protect the data from snap or from CDP. Okay, so this is the requirement. As I mentioned, that the DWDM link is a requirement for maintaining the lossless network or connecting the site A and site B for active situation. So you can see here the latency for DWDM link is provided by the telcos. So we need to understand the overall situation, how the two device from site A here in this situation showing router, but it can be a storage system, can talk to these three layers, and it is having its own jumper connection, and the quality of fiber and the distance, all these are considerably giving the latency factor. So for our scenario, for storage scenario, the link requirement is less than 1 millisecond to sustain the database. Still, this can be designed in hand-to-hand with the application vendor or the database vendor. If they can sustain up to more than 1 millisecond, then we can design the fiber link more than 1 millisecond as well. But in a standard solution point of view, we always ask less than 1 millisecond fiber link between the two sides to sustain the active state of the data. Okay, so these are the pictorial positions, how my data will behave, how my RPO is classified here in case of my disaster happen on the primary side or the link failure on the primary side, how your connectivity overall will be disturbed. So in this situation, you can see here we have the 3 data center situations, and your host, your business host is only on the primary side. So in the NDR side, there is no business. So there is no host connection. So this NDR is called as a bunker site as well. So this is a bunker site. So this data is just receiving the data here and keeping it safe. It will protect the data for any attacks or any situational issues. So it can handle that data here. But it will not give the RPO and RTO equal to 0, because for bringing back the data from this side here or this side here, you need to sync the data, the delta data from here to here, which will take a little time. And based on this little delta sync replication time, your business will be halt, your service will be halt, and then you can restore from the secondary side, from the DR side, you can restore your business. So while you are restoring the business, your RPO, the point of failure of the data, RPO is still near to 0, but RTO, the recovery time is depend upon how fast you can synchronize the information and how fast you can bring the this host here, the application here, how fast you can switch your business from production to DR side. So this data per se, data point of view, Huawei is giving the guarantee that okay, your data can be synchronized between the 3 sides, but the host layer, because the host has the operating system, host has the database, host has the application side. So all these 3 layers, in fact, the user base for the system also need to be moved into DR. So this also point of designing factor. If you are designing the DCDR in database scenario, so all the database users, all the database applications should be shifted to DR as well to bring the business back. Otherwise, if you are just bringing the database here, it no meaning, because application is still in the production side, and the production side is down because of the disaster. So in hand to hand, it has to be the host layer, the application layer, or the database layer must be at the DR side to bring the business back. Okay. So now I'm coming back to the connectivity point of view. So in terms of connecting the sites, if you see here, there are type of links we can ask for the transmission layer. So this transmission layer is the telco part. We can ask the telco companies to provide the link between the 2 sites. So here in this situation, just an example point of view, I'm considering like SDH link as a primary link, and the secondary link. 2 links are provisioned here. And this here also the SDH link from primary and the secondary point of view. The 2 links are there. So I can ask the SDH or MPLS or any other link to make me IP-based networking. So this is the storage will give the traffic to the replication network, and the replication network will use the MUX of the service provider, and MUX will replicate the data to site A to site B, and then bring the data back from the other side. So in this situation, for making the sync replication as a standard requirement, we ask telcos to provide the DWDM kind of link, because DWDM can assure you less than 1 millisecond time, the latency. So if you talk about SDH, it can go up to 10 millisecond. But if you are talking about DWDM, it's a fiber communication, so it will give you a guarantee for less than 1 millisecond, maybe 300 microsecond or 600 microsecond links. So you can ask the telcos to provide it. And the connection point of view, there are 2 type of topologies. One topology says that the storage box can communicate directly through DWDM. So Huawei has this support. We can directly link to DWDM. We can directly connect. There is no extra device requirement. But as a standard solution, the fiber channel based replication, which is from site A to site B, is on the direct fiber. and this direct fiber is communicating to storage via switches. So you can see here it is a SAN network switch. So in this topology you can see you have two type of network. One network is IP network, which is the replication network for IP segment. The another one is the SAN network, which is the FC SAN network on the fiber channel network layer. So this network is also used for replication, and this network is also used for replication. So you can see here in this overall topology, your storage is directly communicating to the switches, the fiber channel switches, and then fiber channel switches are communicating to the replication link. In the previous slide, you can see that our storage is directly communicating to the link provider, the link provider who is the service provider, and we can directly terminate our SFP combining depending upon the DWDM provider. They can accept the 16 gig or 8 gig or even 32 gig interfaces. So we can connect the required communication here, and then make a replication link between site A and site B. So this link is we call it lossless network, low latency network, high performance network. So these three categories are required for maintaining the replication path between site A and site B, because we need to synchronize the data. Whatever data is available on A should be available on B. So this is why it is called sync replication. That is why we call it sync replication. And your RPO will become 0 if the data is synchronized from A to B. Your entire data, whatever available here, is available here also, in the site B also. So that means you are not losing any information. Your recovery point is as good as 0, whatever point is written on the primary storage. Here also the replication link is for use for sync replication. So here it is happening one hop. So you can see the SAN network switches are there. If these SAN network switches are performing well, if there is no any dependencies, there is no any challenges, your replication is good to replicate the sync replication. Otherwise, this also need to be designed in a throughput point of view, how your switch throughput is gaining, because this is an active device. It has to traffic route from site A to site B. This traffic route is happening via SAN fabric or SAN switch. So you can see here we have the red path. So red path is coming to red switch going to red path to red switch of secondary site for replication. And then similarly here, site A is also replicating to blue path, and blue path also going to blue switch on the secondary site, and then your overall replication is happening. In the same fashion, your another replication link which is for far DR. So from site A to far DR and the NDR also to far DR, you need to have provision similar kind of SDS link or MPLS link to communicate the site, and this link is also need to be controlled with the latency, the latency which is coming and confirmed by the telco provider. So important aspect is in the 3DC solution, the dependency, the codependency is the link provider. The good link can assure you the good data reliability and protection across the site. Okay, so this is a third situation, which is having no active component between the two sites. If your same sites are like near site in the same campus, what you can do from controller A to controller A, one link, controller B to controller B. Like if we have the 4 controller here, you have all 4 controller have one link. If this can be achieved in a campus network within like in a kind of a manufacturing unit, if block A has a primary site and block B has a secondary site, so they can lay down their dark fiber cable, and dark fiber can achieve the direct communication. So no dependency on the active devices. So this can also achieve your replication path. Okay, so this is the in terms of RPO and RTO definition, how this RPO and RPO definition can be achieved if in case of failures are appearing. Okay, so the next topic is our summary situation. If I have the 3DC creation, what are the objects I need to create? The first point is, as an operation point of view, I need to build up my primary site with the data sets for the run. So in this situation, you can see my primary site. I have created one one logical unit number, and this logical unit number I have given the replication path. So one is for synchronous replication path and one is for asynchronous replication path to DR's location, and one is the near DR location. So this topology I need to achieve in my storage box from primary after creating the 3DC solution. So we call it DR Star Trios. The configuration name is DR Star Trios. With the 3DR Trios, I can create this mapping, the relationship between the three lens. So this three lens relationship will be automatically created when I use to create a DR trios. So this trios can ask you to fine tune your parameters. So I can fine tune my parameter here. Like here the interval is every 30 minutes. Here is interval every 15 minutes, and here is high speed replication, because it's a real time synchronization. So I'm not using any interval. So it's a real time synchronous between the site A and site B. So this definition I need to achieve to control my replication, and depending upon the situation of the link, or depending upon the situation of my site situation, this standby link or active link will be automatically chosen. So here in this situation, if my the split function, I have split it, the primary link or the active link, then the standby link will take automatically the job. This will be happening from NDR to DR. So the arrow you can see here, from NDR to DR, your data will be synchronized. Similarly, if you're in this situation, you can see it become a standby and this become an active replication by automatically definition. So this will be working in a main DC to NDR and NDR to DR relationship. You can see here main DC to NDR and NDR to DR. So initial flow was from main DC to, and DR also was there, correct? But now in this situation, the flow will be the 3DC cascaded manner. Okay, the second situation, if this part is active and now it become a split, it become a faulty. So again, what will happen? My switchover will happen and my secondary path will become active and the primary path will become standby. In this situation, now what will be the path for replication? Site A, the main DC will write the data to DR, and the main DC will write the data to DR. This is the original situation, and then your data will be consistent across the sites. So with this configuration, we can achieve the relationship between the three data centers, and we can make the provisioning of the LUN replications between the three sites. And this is automatically configuration in the DR scenarios. Okay, one more good information I would like to share here. The link monitoring. So the link monitoring is also available in Huawei storage. You can see here what will be the situation, how it will monitor the link. If my condition of bandwidth, if more than this, it can break the relationship and switch the active and standby. So it will switch over active and standby based on the condition. So I can put the condition here, what will be the maximum bandwidth losses or the latency. If it shoot up the latency, let's say for example 50 millisecond, what will happen? So what is the action for this replication? It can wait or it can switch to the your active link to passive link. Similarly here, auto restoration, if it is it will keep monitoring the primary condition. If primary condition is recovered, your link is recovered, then what will be the condition? How we will be assuring that my primary link is stable now, and I need to switch back my primary link as a primary link. So this is the condition I can write here. Based on the monitoring of the link behavior, my system can take the decision. The storage system can take the decision, and it will automatically help the customer to synchronize the information from A to C or A to B, B to C, like this. So I'm done with this 3DC Star DR configuration and operations and maintenance point of view. Any questions? We can go into the question answer session. Ellen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I just wanted to know if you can check the the chat. We've had some questions. If it's easier for you, I can share them again in the chat because
Okay, no
maybe they
problem.
got lost through other messages. This was one of them.
Okay.
I've sent it in the chat.
Okay. So the first question is, can we mix hypermetro pairs?
Yes.
For example, site A, other Dorado. Oh, okay. If I understand correctly, you are asking like in a hypermetro situation, some learn from A to B and some learn from B to C, B to A, back to back. So this is possible. We can use hypermetro pair for A to B, some learn, and some learn from B to A. Second question, how to view created the DR Star trios and member in them. So there is a guide actually in this session, 1 hour session. It is not possible to demonstrate the creation process. So you can follow the guide. I can just show you one link. You can follow this link. In fact, there is a simulator also. You can download the simulator and follow it. So this is one link you can follow. Support -IT. If I'm just typing that link as well, so that I think they can read this link, right, Elena?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
I'm saying that if I'm replying on chat, they can copy it, right?
Yes, you can send it in the chat.
Okay. So this is our stories link. You can follow this link, and then you can find the simulator here, and the hands-on lab is also here. And you can go to the Dorado section. In the Dorado section, you can find the guide and the complete information here. You can find the online tools. You can configure the storage system lively. You can see the 3DC view also, the storage box system. And there are some configuration like how to create the LLD. And there is a configuration of, if I'm just talking about like hyper replication, I can choose the hyper replication. I can get the feature guide. I can do the planning part. I can do the configuration steps. So if I just click on the configuration step, you can download your the right process to configure the CG, to configure the pair. So this is my standard process guide, how to create the the relationship between the primary site to secondary site and the secondary site to far DR site. So this is the process. You can follow the process from this guide. What is the third question? In case of async replication, there is a two types of replication, one at the cache level and another one is the snapshot. So how data is validated? Does async standby trigger automatically to become active in case of failure of manual trigger? Okay, so as I mentioned that there is a configuration of link monitoring and action behind it. So you can configure the actions, basically what will be the situation when you are facing the trigger point, and then you can choose the action. What is the action behind it? So you can do very well the switchover or the failover function, as I just described in the last slide. You can do the automatically switchover. Okay, one more question. One DR management page, DR Star management page. What is this? Okay, can you please share the link for HL? Okay, I just shared the link for this point. You can go into HL section and find the hands-on lab on this link. Or also you can type the Google. Also you can do like Huawei hands-on lab link. It will also jump you to the Huawei platform, the HL platform. Okay, any more question? Can you share the actual link? Three-way DR will require the active. Okay, as I just described this question also, we have the two situation. One is three-way DR with active-active. Active-active means there are two solutions. One is the with hypermetro, and another one is with sync replication with the hypermetro, and the another one is the sync replication. So we can choose hypermetro is active state, and the sync replication is just a sync between site A and B. So these two mode we can configure. And what is another question? How to create a DR Star? I remember that I have already answered this question. What happened to the host when the sync replication fails? Will be the business fail? Okay, I think this point I answered you in detail in a PPT. The failure of business is actually impacting which scenario is failing. If I talking about the sync replication between A and B, that means the link is only faulty. There is no business failure because business is running from site A, which is my production site, without interactivity. So production site is still serving the business. There is no impact if my replication link is failed. But the another condition, if my sync replication link is not fully failed, it is like delaying. The link quality is poor. If I'm just saying that the link sync replication is poor quality. So poor quality means there will be a delay in the host acknowledgement. So you can say here you will get the latency. So here this situation will give you latency. What is another question? What happened to the host? Okay, this has. Can you set up the hypermetro 3-way case? All want to run application from all sides. Okay, so this question is maybe the understanding gap here. If you are having the state of data in the three sites, and all three sites is allowed to write the data from the business side, it's not allowed because your business is active from one site only. It will the host will write the data from one side only. In case of hypermetro, it will allow site A and site B. In hypermetro situation, it can allow both the site to write, but not the all three sides. So answer to this question is, if hypermetro is there, two sites can active. If it is sync application, only one side service. Because you need to maintain the consistency of the data, right? So for this question, the consistency is very, very important. The data is running from primary, it will become my primary data, and it will be synchronized to the site B. I need to stop business from site A and run the site B as a primary at that time. So this is very important to understand. What is the next question? In the DCDR solution, can we use same host to primary and secondary site solution? Secondary site, for example, can use host A for primary and secondary site replication. Okay, I think this question is also a related question. As I mentioned that if host A is allowed by hypermetro, right? Hypermetro means the two sites, site A and site B. In that situation, you can use the same host because down of the site means you need to understand logically. When I say the site down means the storage box as well as the host is down from the primary site. But if we're talking about the storage is down in the primary site, that means the host, my application, and my the other infrastructure system are live from the site A. That means we still can run, but they need to talk to the storage of B, not storage of A. So that is two situations. One is called storage down, and another one is called side down. These two situations need to understand correctly. I hope you understand the meaning of storage down and the side down. The two things are very clear. Okay, do we use the BC manager? Okay, this question is also very good question. BC manager is the business continuity model. This can also be used if my the data is running from DC and DR situation or even 3DC situation. So single click we can use BC manager to manage my the real basically BC manager is combined solution to the host layer as well as storage layer. So it works for both host plus storage. It manages the switchover business. So BC manager can protect the both layers. But if you're talking about 3DC as a solution, the 3DC as a solution is the storage function. So 3DC only working for the storage layer. But when I say BC manager, so BC manager is towards the business side. So BC manager can also use to protect, for example, in this topology, if you have an Oracle kind of database environment or VMware kind of virtualization environment, you can protect the environment, not only the storage. So protection of environment, BC manager can help you to the host plus storage together to transfer from primary side to secondary side or vice versa, or switch over, failback, DR live, all these activities you can do from BC manager. It will give you single click, switch over function. Any more questions? Okay, so Ellen, I think the question which received on the chat, I try to answer all the questions.
Yes. Does anyone else have any questions so far? Did we leave any questions unanswered? I think there was one more question. In what area of education can technology be implemented? And the new one now. Just share now in the chat.
Okay, you type on chat. I think I missed that question. Okay, one more question. I think I just saw it. 15-minute interval. Okay, so there is a two type of intervals we maintain at learn level. If my boundary is at the learn level, I can achieve 3 seconds as a replication interval. If it's like learn group level, if I have the group, we'll call it production group, then it is 10 seconds minimum. So this is the answer to the last question, which is in the chat. Elena, which question you referring? You can send this question on chat group.
Yes, actually. Let me check. I think it was in what area of education can technology be used?
Okay, so this technology is majorly designed for financial sector, where you have very concern point to maintain the RPO equal to 0. You don't want to lose your data. So financial sector, or the market what you can say, the trading sector, financial sector, all these are the critical data segments. So there you can use this 3DC topology, and primarily it will support you to ensure that you are not losing any data in the 3 sites.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think we can continue the presentation. If there are more questions, I'll save them for later.
Okay. Okay, good. So these are the link in the, you can, I just sent the chat group also to go into the storage segment, and then you can find the simulator, you can find the PPT, you can find the guides, online guide or online configuration guide. All these things are available on support link. I just demonstrate the support link as well, lively. And these are the activities from the forum point of view. I think Elena already shared you the forum link, so you can subscribe there and get the latest details of all the webinars, including this webinar which today I presented. And now the question answer session. Elena, you want to run it, or I can?
Before we start the questions, can you please yes, I want to first share the link to everyone. So this is the link where you need to go to answer the 3 questions that we will present. If some of you are new to these webinars, I just want to let you know that the host is the Huawei Enterprise Support Community. This is the official technical community for all Huawei Enterprise products, solutions, and certifications. I invite you all to register in our community if you haven't already done it. We have over 233,000 members. We have an extensive knowledge base that you can learn from. We have a maximum 24 hours for providing technical solutions. So if you have some technical issues in your day-to-day work, we assure you that we will provide the solution in under 24 hours. And we also have a public recognition and reward system for the most active members. The Elite Users Program, high coins and rewards. We have some of our elite users here in this session. If you want to apply, I invite you all to do this. If you want to share your knowledge with our community. And we also have monthly activities and webinars like this one, where you can participate and win rewards and also improve your technical skills. Yes, I also agree that our host is great. I also hope that he will accept our invitation to host other webinars in the future as well. Now I think we can move to the next slide.
Okay.
So this is the webinar post. I will update the post to add the 3 questions at the end of this live session. I shared the link again in the chat. Basically, you have to answer the 3 questions correctly, and you get a chance to win a $20 Amazon gift card. We will choose 5 winners from those of you who replied the 3 questions correctly. But as some of you may know, in the last sessions, we decided to reward the participants who are in the live session. So, okay, what is not visible? I just received a message that is not visible. I'm not sure what is not visible. Okay, the questions will be added after the live session, just so you know, after we present the questions here in the live session. But before that, those of you who are in this live meeting, if you are a registered member of this community, in order to participate to the live Q&A session, all you need to do is send me through a private message. So when you select here 2 in the chat box, please just send the message to me and send me your username or nickname in the community, or both, just to make sure that I can find you in the community. I will choose 5 participants for rewards. So this is the time to send me through a private message here your username or nickname in the community. You can still send me your messages until the end of the session, and I will announce all the winners at the same time, the winners of the live Q&A session and the winners of the forum Q&A sessions. Please make sure that you send me the correct username or nickname, just so that I can be able to find you in the community and give you rewards. If you're not Okay, please also send me the username and the nickname as well, just to make sure that they are correct. So now, while you are still sending me your usernames and nicknames in the chat, please let's present the 3 questions we have prepared.
So go to the next slide.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the first question. It's a true or false type of question. I think that for those of you who paid attention to the presentation, it should be easy to answer. No, please don't reply here. You need to reply in the forum, not here, the chat. So I'll send you again the link. This is where you need to go to reply the 3 questions, not in the chat box. In the chat box, if you want to participate, just send me the username and nickname in the forum. Okay, so did you guys get a chance to take a close look at the question? If so, the link I sent a few times, I'll send it to you in private. Okay, I sent you the link. And as I said, we will first present the questions here in the live session, and then I will update the post and share them in the forum as well. But first, we will present them in the live session. Don't worry, after we finish the live session, I will update the post and make sure that you will find the questions there. Okay, so let's move to the second question now. I think our participants had enough time to see the question. Okay, this is also a true or false type of question. Take your time to check the questions, and if you know the answer, you should go to the forum link I sent and reply there. But just wait for all the 3 questions to be presented, please. Okay, do you want me to send you the questions in the chat box as well? I can also do that if it's easier for you to. So this is the first question. This is the second question. Okay, and let's show the third question as well. Okay, this is a multi-choice type of question, so there are multiple correct answers. So please take a careful look and make sure that you choose all the correct answers. Yes, I will not send the answers, just the questions. Okay, so I posted all the questions in the chat, so I think it should. Okay, so as I said, you need to go to the forum link I shared here in the community and post your answers there in the. I will share it just one more time because I don't want to spam. Okay, this is the link. You need to leave a comment under this post with the 3 answers to these questions. Yes, so you need to go here to this link. You can see in the chat box, and there you can post a comment under this post and send me the correct answers there. Yes. Okay, if you guys if it's not clear for some of you where you need to reply, I will just share my screen so that you can see exactly. Okay, let me share my screen, please.
Okay, I'm stopping the screen from my side.
Yes. Okay. So this is the post I'm talking about. So this is the forum post. Please make sure that you are logged in or registered first, because otherwise you cannot leave a comment under a post. Okay. So after you log in, you need to go to this post here and leave a comment. So here you leave the comment. You just say question 1 and write the answer, question 2, write the answer, and then question 3 and write the correct answer. I have hidden the replies just to make sure that no one steals the answers. And next week we will announce the winners. So I hope everything is clear. And in case you are new to this community, I will show you, this is my profile, this is my nickname, and this is my username. So when I was saying that you can send me your nickname or username in the chat box, this is what I meant, your nickname or username in the community. If you have registered, you should be able to easily send them to me. So if you still want to participate in the Q&A session, you can still send me your usernames and nicknames. If not, you can participate in the other Q&A session by replying the 3 questions. Okay, so hoping that everything is clear now. I think this was a great session. I'm glad to see that you had a lot of questions. If you still have any questions, you can leave your questions under the webinar post, and we will make sure that you get the replies. I think Mohmmad replied all your questions in the chat box. Okay, so I just want to thank you again for hosting today. I want to thank you all for participating in the Q&A session. Thank you for all your questions. I'm glad to see that this topic was interesting for you. And if there are no more questions left, we will end the session soon. Okay, I received all your usernames and nicknames. And thank you for the feedback for our host. He deserves all your great feedback. Okay, guys, see you in the forum. Go there for replying the 3 questions and to get a chance to win. And stay tuned for more live webinars hosted by the Huawei Enterprise Support community. So thank you. Have a nice day and have a nice evening.
Okay, thank you all for joining today. I think that's rather good to see you in this technical sharing. I will keep updated with the new upcoming technology also. I can host more sessions to you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.